to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. And today, Nation, we got a very special guest in the building, Mr. Cowboy creator, Boys4Life. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing well. It's been a fun, eventful day. Made my couple of hate week videos. I'm getting backlash for one of them. But
yeah, I
it
seen
is
that
what it
one, man. Big overboard there. But hey, like you said, it's all in fun and games, man. He wasn't tripping off of it. So, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the game. And you just got to live in it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was going to be cool with it. He told me to bring the heat, so that's what I did. I just found it funny that a bunch of people were coming at me, talking a whole bunch of mess, talking a whole bunch of shit, and telling me,
That's
I need to take it down.
I guess. That's
It was
the
what now?
backlash you get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's backlash.
Yeah, people tell me. Even my own girlfriend was like, "That's mean. That's rude." I was like, "Hey, man, like, it is what it is. Like, that's what I do when I'm talking my shit."
It's entertainment, right? That's what we
exactly. That's all it is.
We entertain the fans here, man.
Yep.
And let's talk about this game, my guy.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of stuff coming out of your mouth about my boy Jalen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I want to hear your take on it, man. Let's see what you got to say about it.
I mean, I didn't watch him in college. I'm not a big college guy, but watching what he's done over the past 6 games that he's played. I mean, coming out of last year, yeah, he had a lot of yards that he passed for. If he would have played all 16 games, he would have been on pace for 5,000-6,000 yards, something crazy like that. But he's a 52%er guy. Against the Falcons, he had a 77% completion percentage, but we got to take into account that a lot of those were short, intermediate throws. A lot of screen plays. And San Francisco did a good job last week of taking that away and made y'all go down with the deep ball. And as you noticed, he was 1 for 4, 1 for 5 on his deep balls. The only one that he completed was the Watkins 91-yard reception. I mean, so that's what I'm seeing from Jalen, is that if he can't hit that short to intermediate passing routes, then he's going to have trouble playing. He's going to have trouble reading the field, which he already does. And then he's an RPO kind of guy. He's a run-pass guy, and that's where he makes his plays, tucking the ball and keeping it or handing it off, because you don't know who's going to have the ball. Is it going to be Jalen or is it going to be Sanders? You can't really cover both of them. It's kind of hard to cover an RPO. Mm-hmm. So that's where he makes his plays, and that's what I see him doing, is being more of a running quarterback.
Well, since you said that too, you know what I'm saying? I think most quarterbacks in the league, they try to get the ball out fast now in this passing league. You know what I'm saying? You see Tom Brady, that's exactly what he does. He hit them 5-7-yard drops, boom, get it there. It is a little bit of play calling, but even all that said, he is the only quarterback since the 50s, to throw for over 1,300 yards in his first 6 games, rush for over 400 and have 6 touchdowns. So even though he's not looking like he's having the best career start, he's the only one to do what he's done so far.
Yeah, no, that's I didn't know, but yeah, I mean, that's if he's the only one, but still, I mean, I'm seeing from him is he can be a good quarterback, but right now he's in a learning process. He's in a learning process of what he's got, and then with the young receivers that he has, it's going to be a learning process for all 4 of them. With the quarterback and then the 3 wide receivers, it's going to be a learning process.
Yeah, I definitely give you that with the young wide receivers there. They definitely need to, step it up a little bit more and learn a little bit more. But they do have skill and talent that can help them get through that. I think it's more like last week was more on our coaching. Our coach came out and said it. He didn't call a good game. You can't have a 91-yard touchdown or a 91-yard pass that should have been a touchdown and get you to the 2-yard line, and then all of a sudden you start doing these trick plays like that's not good coaching. And
Yeah.
that's on him. And I think he's gonna look good. Take a good look in the mirror this week and find out what he's all about, and come play a good game against you guys.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. What I've heard a lot of y'all guys say is that he's pandering to your fan base, pandering to your fan base, and he's not. He shouldn't be pandering. He should be there to get W's. He should be there to get wins. That's how you win over fan bases, is
Hmm.
get wins. Not pandering them, not trying to be likable, none of that. Get wins, and that's how you win over a fan base.
Yeah, and I think he probably learned that in that week two loss to the Niners. Like we had plenty of opportunities to win that game, but he didn't. Like he said, he didn't call the right plays. He got a little too pass happy. I think. We can't ever get away when you have running backs like Miles Sanders and Gamewell. You can't just give up on the run and just start airing it out. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah,
gonna air it out, get them involved, swing passes. Like you said, RPOs to play action. 5-yard slants, basic stuff. To get everybody back in rhythm. Everybody only had like 2 catches on our team. Each. We have enough talent spread out. Like if you try to target one person, like I do think sometimes he goes to Devontae a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Like Devontae was double covered last week, a lot of the game. So, with a rookie being double covered in the second game of the season, I think it's not time to, give it to him like that. Maybe week 7, week 8, what I'm saying? Once he got familiar how he, beat double coverage and things like that, then you can force feed him the ball a little bit more. But right now we had 2 top 10 tight ends out there. You had Quez Watkins who had 2 catches for 117. You could always throw him the ball more and
yeah,
often. And Jalen Rager, if he doesn't step out of bounds in that play, he has a nice touchdown. We shoot ourselves in the foot a lot last game, and but that was a playoff contending type team. So I think it was definitely a learning lesson, and we need to get that learning lesson before we go against Dallas here Monday night. Because I feel like if we would have pulled out that game with the mistakes, everybody probably would have been still high on cloud nine. Going into Dallas and maybe been sleeping on you guys. But I'm
yeah,
glad we got that wake up call early because we're going to have to bring our A game against you guys.
yeah. And what I'm gonna give credit to is right here on for the Niners. What they did was because, like I mentioned, Jalen Hurts has a 77 completion rating against the Falcons. A lot of those were screenplays. What about y'all had about 6 to 10 screenplays that game? Somewhere it was a crazy number. It was a lot of screenplays. Y'all had one that got taken to the house by Rager, and I think the Niners did a great job of taking away your tight ends and those screenplays and making Jalen beat y'all deep. Which,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's face it, he has trouble. I mean, yeah, he can get the ball downfield, but it doesn't come with power and strength. It's more of a lofting ball that hangs up there too much. And I know
Mm-hmm.
y'all talk trash about the Cowboys defense, but with them having 6 takeaways in the first 2 games, leading the league in takeaways, I get it. What's his name was saying in your last stream about us being 31st in pass coverage. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, takeaways are takeaways. I mean that's 6 more opportunities that my offense had a chance. Now, granted, we didn't score. We I mean, if you in the first game we had 4 takeaways. We got 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if we put 25 extra points on the board. Are we talking about right now how the Cowboys and the Eagles it can be a close game, or are we talking about the Eagles being scared because we just blew out Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We shot ourselves in the foot that
Mm-hmm.
first game by not putting up any points on those interceptions. Now, granted, 3 of them were meaningful because that one of those interceptions that Tom Brady threw was a Hail Mary at the end of a half,
Mm-hmm.
and Jordan Lewis took it to midfield. I didn't think he was actually going to score, but still, that's 4 takeaways. That's 28 points, and we only got 3 points, and we left 25 points on the board. Like that's not acceptable.
Yeah, man. And like you said, with those 4 takeaways, I see 2 of them being, actual takeaways in terms, like you said, the Hail Mary. That you don't really count that, but a lot of it was Tampa Bay was shooting themselves in the foot that game too with those turnovers. I'm saying the running backs just fumbling Galloway. fumbling it into the end zone, those kind of things, man. And that's self-influence. Like the D Law fumble that he made, yeah, that's
Yeah.
legit. You know what I'm saying? And there was another pick there, like you said, that was legit. So it's any given Sunday, things like that can happen. Like if you look at our game last week, we could have won that game. We had some turnovers too, that got called back. Big penalties costing us yards. The big third down play where they fumbled it out of the back of the like negative like 5-6 yards from the line of scrimmage, and then we get that penalty where we could have been getting off the ball, getting the ball back into Jalen's hands. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But dumb penalties kept them on the field, and I think they even ended up scoring on that game. So
I,
it's all about playing smart, and I think we are one of the most penalized teams this year. So we definitely got to clean that one up. But other than that, man, like the sky's the limit. Like Jalen Hurts got to be on the field too. You know what I'm saying? You can't call all these pass plays. You know what I'm saying? Where we're out 3-4 plays. While they're having 90-yard drives.
yeah.
Our defense keeping them out there. That's gonna make any defense tired out. So, it is what it is. We take that L. We take it proudly. Whatever it is, off to the next, and we're going to Dallas here, where I hope we can change that around.
Yeah, I think the way the Cowboys need to play this game is play for the RPO and play the short throws, the screens, and try to let Jalen beat you downfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. Let him try to beat you downfield. Watkins, Devontae Smith, Rager. Let that happen because I think with the speed that y'all have, I think with those short throws, with the screen plays, if you get open field, it's off to the races with y'all.
Yeah, man.
It's so
We're gonna definitely have to come in there and run that ball early and often. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, do some of them RPO plays. Like people realize they think the RPO is just the running. We won the Super Bowl with the RPO plays. You know what I'm saying? We had Nick Foles who couldn't even run a dime. You know what I'm saying? Probably not even fast at all. But what it is the pressure, like you said, how you stop Miles Sanders, how you stop Gainwell in those option plays. You know what I'm saying? And if they do crash down to stop that, Jalen Hurts gonna be around that corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think if we go into the game and we start out with that, we can pull some of them linebackers up and hit you guys over the top. Like you said, that one vulnerable spot is your other corner opposite of Diggs. And I think if he is the guy that we need to take advantage of, Quez Walkers will be more than happy to do it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He got the speed, and I'm pretty sure that guy is not going to catch up with that 4.3 speed.
yeah. I'm just that's my biggest fear is Anthony Brown
Much
getting picked
love.
on.
Thanks,
Law
Law.
Nation, what
Man.
is up,
Shout out to you,
man?
my guy. Thanks for having me on. It was an awesome stream, my guy. I can't wait to do it again. But
But
yeah, man.
but
So what
okay,
are you
so
talking
let's
about
get to
the
the
most?
run. The get ready to make a shout out video, bro. Ha! Yeah. Um so you say that they need to get um Miles Sanders and Gainwell going. We are ranked 8th in rush defense. I think
Mhm.
it's 73 yards, 73 point something yards. I mean, our rush defense has been our weakest point over the past few years, and now it seems like it's the other way around. But I think that's just because it's true what that guy said on the last video on the last stream that you had, that it's more Anthony Brown than Diggs. Yeah, Diggs has given up some big plays, but it's more Anthony Brown. If you look at the first game we had, Anthony Brown, um, I want to say I forget how many targets they had on him, but he gave up like 89% of his targets.
Mhm.
I mean that's not acceptable, and that's he got picked on. While everyone else, I think, only gave up a total of 44%. Of their completions of the targets that were thrown their way. So yeah, I mean, you have one guy that even though it's not just one guy,
Yeah,
it's the total secondary, but you have one guy that is giving you big problems as
yeah.
far as in the secondary. I mean, and it's all a domino effect.
But don't you think
Um,
too, like it can't totally be that guy if the coach hasn't replaced him yet, or they haven't tried to go out and sign someone to replace him?
well,
You
we did
know,
just sign someone today.
who'd you guys
I
get?
forget what his name was. It's Holt something, I think. He came from the Vikings. But he's more of a project guy. He's more of a guy that has been suspended a couple of times for
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse, PEDs, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I don't know if he's going to play this weekend. And then we're also waiting for our second round draft pick, Joseph, to come back. he has a growing injury, so I'm waiting for him to come back. Once he comes back, I believe Anthony Brown's going to go back into the slot where he normally is at, and
Mm-hmm.
in the dime or nickel package as the fourth corner, and I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll be good. Once we get Joseph back off of IR.
Yeah, when you get injuries, man, that definitely hurts your team. You know what I'm saying? Like even with us with McLeod, someone the coach said he doesn't know between now and the 4 weeks in, you know what I'm saying? But you
Yeah.
don't know is he saying that just so you guys don't game plan for him to be back this week? Because from the videos I've seen, he looked pretty good out there. You know what I'm saying? He was running around catching balls, doing drills and all that stuff. So I'm hoping it's just one of them tactics where they're using to make sure that you guys aren't game planning for him to be back there. And he shows up there Monday night because he still got some days to go before the game. And like I said, he looked good out there. And with McLeod back there with Harris, that's a formidable safety duo back there. With Big Play Slay and Nelson Island, they both been playing some decent football too this year. So our secondary as a whole will be much more improved this year. And the matchups, how do you see those matchups going down?
Well, I know Cooper has, as far as our wide receivers versus your corners, I know Cooper has some rib injuries. I'm pretty sure he's going to play. Um, but CeeDee Lamb, that's a whole different beast, whole different animal. Um, he's played against, or he's played with Jalen Smith. So Jalen Smith, probably gonna have some not Smith. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. He's played with
Mm-hmm.
Hurts, right? They both went to Oklahoma, so he's probably gonna have some intel for
Mm-hmm.
for the for your guys. But he is a different animal. This guy, I think, is gonna have. If this year isn't his breakout year, next year is definitely gonna be because he's one of those guys you got a game plan for and watch out for. And I don't know if you're gonna have Slay covering him, which I don't know if Slay is more of a follow one guy around, type of corner, or you're gonna have Nelson on him. I mean, yes, it would have helped with Gallup there being the downfield threat, but you can't sleep on Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson has been around for us for a little while, and
Mm-hmm.
he's nothing to sneeze at. He's he's a good talent to have, and I don't know if your secondary. Well, let's just say this: I don't know if your defensive line is going to be able to get enough pressure on Dak to have your corners cover our guys long enough.
And yeah, that's the thing where I think that's what we're gonna have the advantage of doing. You guys still got that young rookie out there too, right? Still he's still
Yeah,
playing. And you seen what we did with Atlanta had their young rookie out there. We tore him up. That was a messed up link for their
yeah,
off
your
front.
guard, right? That guard,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. And when you got guys like, Hargrave's having lights out season this year, you know what I'm saying? He's been playing dominating football the first two games of the season. Even we have Ridgeway coming up with two good games back to back, which was a surprise for me. When you got
yeah,
those two guys with Fletcher Cox doing what he does, I think that we can put that pressure and it'd be a different level of pressure than you guys probably have seen so far this year.
yeah. With Terrence Steele last year when he was with us, he wasn't doing what he was doing. What he did Sunday against Joey Bosa. I was surprised. Like we were, I'm not lying to you. We were all worried. We were all worried with Terrence Steele because we saw what he did last year. How he was horrible last year. He was
Mm-hmm.
horrible last year. Him on one side, Knight on the other side. It was just god awful, right? But this year, I don't know what happened. I don't know if a light switch turned on. But him and Dalton Schultz were tag teaming Joey Bosa, and just Joey Bosa was non-existent that last game. And you could see Terrence Steele, if you look at the film, Terrence Steele pancaking and pushing Bosa, and same thing with Dalton Schultz taking Bosa out of the play, making holes and having Zeke run through him, Pollard
Mm-hmm.
run through him. And I mean, I'm not knocking your line, but y'all don't have a Joey Bosa. I mean, there's not. I mean,
But we got Fletcher Cox.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking your line, but
Mm-hmm.
let's be straight here. Fletcher Cox has what, one sack in the last 6 games.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I mean, yeah,
Hargrave
he's
got what,
good, but
three?
and
Hargrave
excuse
got
what's
three
up?
so far this year.
Yeah, Hardgrave. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Hardgrave's the one balling out for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
But
think.
you get
I
that
mean,
a
with
lot of people ball eat off of Fletcher. Because
yeah.
Fletcher always getting that double team. You
But
know what I'm
how long? Just like when I say for Demarcus Lawrence, how long are we going to keep using that excuse of he's getting double team, double team, double team when you have Aaron Donald getting double teamed every game, but he's putting up 15 sacks a year?
Yeah, he
You
looked.
know?
But there's only one Arizona in the
Yeah.
league.
Oh,
You
I know,
know,
but
and then
still, like,
I feel the same way. Fletcher
yeah,
gets paid way too much money not to be producing sacks, and I say that all the time on my show. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to lower his contract, give us a smaller hit number, you know what I'm saying, where you
Yeah.
take away some of that money, then I think he's playing great football. But as long as he's getting paid that much money, he definitely needs to produce a lot more in terms of sack, And I'm one of the biggest fans talking about. I don't care about the pressure because you do see him get the pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is putting linemen back into the quarterback type pressure. But like you said, Aaron Donald could do it. He gets double teamed too. Fletcher's a bigger guy. He definitely should be pulling down more sacks.
Yeah, I mean, same thing goes with us, with everyone trying to give excuses for Tank. They're like, oh, he may not get the sacks, but he doesn't quit on the play. He runs down the run. He'll chase down a guy and tackle him. We're not paying you 20 mil to chase down a
Yeah.
guy. We're not
Mhm.
paying you that kind of money to to well, what is it, to keep your motor running and chase someone down or stop the run. We're paying you to get sacks, my guy, and you're
Mhm.
not doing that. To me, Tank's overrated. Look, I know how you feel about Parsons. I've heard you say it a few times, but
Mhm.
this guy there's already talks about rookie of the year for this guy. Not rookie, the defensive rookie of the year for this guy. What I
Mhm.
saw, what I saw the first game, he's a rookie. You're going against Tom Brady. That's expected. Him to look silly and not know kind of what's going on. Especially when your first game is against the GOAT. Now, the
Mhm.
second game, when I saw him on the line, he was tossing people around. He was whoever he I forget what the dude's name, Stormin something over there on the right side. He was tossing him around like a rag doll. Now, when he was going up against Slater on the left side, it was a little bit more difficult, but he was still getting pressure. So with Lane
You
Johnson
think
being a
those guys
golden
are at the level of a guy like Lane Johnson?
no, I
Uh,
know. Oh,
yeah.
but Slater, he looks like he's about to be one of the top left tackles in the league. Now I
Mhm.
know you have Mailata, but over on
Mhm.
Lane Johnson, with him being a little slower and a little older, and you have the strength of
I remember we had
Parsons.
the better Bosa brother last week. We had Nick
Yeah,
Bosa, who's
yeah,
definitely better. You know what I'm saying, out of the two. And they held their own. Like, I think Bosa had a sack. I think he did have a sack. But that was it. Like, for the most part, Mailata and Lane held their own pretty good against that guy.
yeah.
So I feel like, if you can hold down the best, then, everybody else should be easy for you. But like you guys said, you seen Parson come in at a young age, game two, and tear up, a lineman in the NFL at that defensive end spot. But I think it's a different breed, when you're talking about Lane Johnson and a big guy like Mailata. Like, he's played some good defensive ends in the league so far, and he's held his own pretty well, or he wouldn't have got paid that fat contract.
Oh yeah, I know. With your defensive side of the ball, I mean, I know y'all are stuffing the guys up the middle, but the edge is where y'all are having a little bit of weakness, and I feel that this week, I get it. Zeke's the one that's being paid, but you need to feed Tony the ball. You need to
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of swing passes, a lot of tosses out there to the outside on either side. If your corner is going to be playing 5-6 yards off the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and Pollard, he ain't going to get touched till he gets to that second level where the
Mm-hmm.
linebackers are at, and that's if you have fast enough linebackers to catch him. He's not
Mm-hmm.
getting touched for another. He's not getting touched
But
until
that is the
six.
strength of our linebackers. They are, you know, kind of young or whatever, except for Wilson and Singleton. But
Yeah,
both of the guys had over 150 tackles last year, combined.
yeah,
And they have speed. That's what they are. They're coverage linebackers. So I think that edge game that you guys are hoping for, that might not work as much. I think you guys will have a better, chance if you guys can go up the middle against us. But like you said, we've had one of the best run stopping defenses on defense for a while now.
yeah.
That's not
No, y'all
we
have.
course, our biggest strength was always the pass, the pass defense. But I think, especially if we can get McLeod back, but even not with McLeod, just by adding, a guy like Steven Nelson to the roster, to help Barry Slay out, so he's not the only one out there, having to worry about it. Then I think that helps our whole secondary as a whole out a lot more. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think. Let me ask you this: how do you feel with Brandon Graham being out of the lineup? How do you feel your defensive line is going to react?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Brandon Graham. That game he went out. You know what I'm saying? It was a big piece of that game. You seen once Brandon Graham left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They got a little bit more on the running game on that side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at it. Kerrigan was out all the preseason. With a broken thumb. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really playing that much. all the way up until I don't even think he played in the Atlanta game that much at all, if he even did. He
Yeah.
came in off, a little bit rusty, came in, but all having a full week. And a guy like Milton Williams, that's a big boy down there. Milton Williams, he's been playing some good end ball since he's been in the league, and I think that's going to have a really nice rotation on that side to replace a guy like Graham. Like, you never replace him, but I think we got some guys there that can, do the job. As you say, you never know. We could have a next young stuck in Milton Williams that go out there and he gonna make a name for himself.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if the Eagles play zone and that soft zone that y'all play, and with Dak Prescott being able to get the ball out as quick as he does, are you worried if y'all play that zone and y'all don't play more man? Are
Yeah,
you worried that
I said that on
CeeDee
my
Lamb and Coop are going to find those holes along with Jarwin, Dalton Schultz find those holes and just sit there until they get hit with a pass?
Yeah, man, I tell you, I've been saying that all week. I am worried about the zone against you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's one area I will admit. The Cowboys got a better offense right now than we do. But I think we got a better defense than you guys do, and that's going to be the real big matchups: our offense versus you guys' defense, and then your offense against our defense, and who's going to win the
Yeah.
game. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be able to capitalize on that mismatch there? So I hope that this is the week that I think we can do it. We've seen throughout the history of Darius Slay's career, he can hold down Amari Cooper. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, he's done it plenty of times. And with Cooper, might not even play. He's questionable right now with injured ribs. I think for sure he should be able to hold him down in the game 1-on-1. So I think this needs to be a game that we play a lot more man coverage. Let our defensive linemen do what they do best and try to get to that quarterback. Obviously you're gonna have two safeties back there if anybody starts needing help. I think Steven Nelson plays physical. So, and that's what kind of body you need to put on a guy like CD Lamb. You need to jam him off that line and play some physical football with him. And hopefully, our line can get home in time. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Like, it doesn't always work, but that should be the game plan. Put a pressure, Dak. If we can cut the head off the snake's dead. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
kind of that with Atlanta. You seen them come out early in that Atlanta game. You know what I'm saying? Even though they only scored 6 points, but you seen them moving the ball when we weren't getting that pressure to Matt Ryan. Everybody's trying to say Matt Ryan's garbage. Well, Matt Ryan is a consistent, pro. He's a vet. He comes out 4,000 yards a year, no problem. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, and he was starting to dink and dunk to Calvin Ridley, who's another good receiver out there. And you start thinking, whoa, man, watch out. This could be another one of them games. We're gonna have to really watch out. But once we actually start getting them at Ryan, hitting them, what I'm saying, getting those sacks on it, that was it. You didn't see no more Cal Pitts. You didn't see no more really the rest of the whole game. So that's what we gotta do. We gotta bring that heat. We gotta bring it often and fast. We haven't really been blitzing the first 2 weeks. I want to see that change this game because we gotta get to Dak. You give Dak that kind of time, you're gonna light up the scoreboard. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He is that quarterback. But I think, like I said, we do have the talent on our defense to do it. Will it be done? That's coach's decision. What kind of play calls you're gonna call? Are you gonna sit there in that shell, like you said, and get picked apart? You know, or you're gonna, put your big boy pants on. I know blitzing gives vulnerability to the secondary, but hey, it also makes turnovers, and it also makes it hard for the quarterback to get to that second and third read. So
Yeah. Speaking of
shout out
turnovers,
to the
though.
Boys4Life in the chat. Please hit that like and subscribe to both of our channels. Both links are inside the description. Boys4Life for the Cowboys and Bird Game 31 for the Eagles. Sorry about that, cutting you off. I just like, when I see the numbers up there, give a shout
Yeah.
out to the people in here. So, yeah.
No, but speaking of turnovers, how do you feel that y'all don't have any yet? Right? Y'all have no takeaways, nothing yet. And with us being number one, are you worried about Jalen finally turning the ball over this week?
No, because I told people about Jalen. Like, Jalen's not that quarterback that just turns over the ball all the time. Like, he just never have been. Like, if you go back to his college careers, you go back to, that's just not Jalen.
Yeah.
Last year, turnovers came from being a guy. You got to realize Jalen had no offseason. He had no preseason. He was doing virtual learning. He was taking no first team reps, and our team does, first team reps are the majority of our practice reps. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he wasn't taking none of those until the Saints game. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he had the third, fourth team freaking line out there by the time he came into the to the games. And these receivers were garbage. You know what I'm saying? We had these
Yeah.
old veterans out there that wasn't worth anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? So he had to deal with all that, and he was still able to uprise our team. You know what I'm saying? This year's a new year. You seen him putting in the work. You watched it. Everybody watched the videos. You know, they've been all over the net. You know what I'm saying? He's putting in that work, worked on his passing game, and he got a good starting offensive lineman. Now, Brooks is a huge loss, but is it really? You know, we haven't really had Brooks the last 3 years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, time he comes back, it's like 2, 3 games and he's gone again, you know? So, we were smart by picking up Landon Dickerson, you know, because that's one, he was one of the top rated linebackers coming into the draft this year. You know, they're worried about his injury history, but if you really did your homework, you knew that a majority of all those injuries happened when he was in Florida. Like when he was in Alabama, he played 26 straight games. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like as long as the coaches know that he's healthy now and he is healthy now, then I have no worries. I've been waiting to get him on that line. I was hoping that we had Brooks still and we would maybe, bump out Sayamalu because he'd probably be the weak link if you had to pick one out of all the ones that are starting, you know.
Yeah.
Back to Sayamalu, week one was the highest rated guard in the league, and he's playing some good football. Then Brooks is hurt. We got him there, and I think it's going to work out for us.
And now so is Landon Dickerson actually is he going to be playing this week? Is he the one starting
Starting right guard.
Monday?
Yeah.
Do you feel with his inexperience in a spotlight game like this, with the division rivalry, not just it being Monday night, but with
Mhm.
it being Monday night, prime time, and it's division rivals, and he is, even though he probably knows, he knows the history, Cowboys and Eagles, but you really don't know until you get on that field the hatred for the two teams,
Right.
how bad they hate each other. Do you think his inexperience is going to play an effect in this game if they start loading up that side where he's at, if they start getting pressure on Hurts?
I don't think he's a liability type. Um, Lyman. You know what I'm saying? Like he came in last week, no practice reps again against the Niner defensive front that's pretty good out there. You know what I'm saying? And he
Yeah.
held it on. He had some bad plays, but when you're not even expecting to play, that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? He had the full week plus the extra day to get ready for this game. You know what I'm saying? And Landon Dickerson, man, everybody's not worried about his ceiling of how good he can be. Everybody says once he actually gets out there and start playing, he's probably going to be elite, you know,
Yeah.
guard or center in this league, either position, because he can play all across the line. So I don't really think. I think last week was more of like he got his first taste of the NFL. He knows what he has to do, and practicing. Stout. We have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league. You know what I'm saying, and he's gonna get them right and get them ready. But in terms of his talent, man, Orlando played for Alabama. That's just like playing for the pros if you really think about it. Like that's why you see so many good Alabama players. You guys were just talking about one Diggs, for instance. You know what I'm saying? All these players that no matter what position you come from, Washington, you look at their defensive line, they're all Alabama. The first two are first round picks from
Yeah.
Alabama. And you got Diggs, you got Ridley, Julio, Devontae Smith. The list goes on. Derrick
Yep.
Henry. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what
Amari
to.
Cooper.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper too, and they know what it takes to play because Saban keeps them boys ready. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
have NFL coaches coaching them on in that college prep background. So I think Landon Dickerson, man, if you just put on some game tape of Landon, you'll see that he's a road grader. He's a big man, big physical man, and like even like when I'm watching some of the drills, like he's pushing people one arm type thing. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
a lot bigger than most people, and you can't teach that size. You know what I'm saying? Like Landon Dixon's a beast, and that's why I was hoping to get him on the same side of my not say my Lauda,
Not a lot of.
because they're both be two giants on that side. Then you got two giants on your right side, and then now you're talking about an old school Cowboys line like the way you guys had it back in the let days.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a question that I was gonna ask. I'm sure it'll come back to me. But
Yeah,
how do you feel about your special teams? I mean, our special teams, it's been so weak and so undisciplined the past few years. I'm just special teams is our weakness, one of our biggest
yeah.
weaknesses. I mean, you're a punter, man. I mean, if you're punting from the 50, I'm worried about starting off from the 5
Yeah, shout
every
out to
time.
Australia for giving us two great players from your country, my guy. I was telling everybody we need to get like a little semi-pro league out there. Eagles little what do they call them kind of teams that they have like the NBA has
Oh, like the D
The
League
G,
type of deal.
yeah, like a G League for
Yeah,
football. We need to get one out in Australia because them boys know how to play some football, man. Mylotta did good, and man, like he's been impressing me with those punts. Sippos, man, like I said, that Atlanta game in the five every single time. You know what I'm saying? He got a leg on him, and it seems like he has control of the ball where he wants to put it. So
yeah.
yeah, man. Last week that was a shocker for me seeing us miss that field goal, getting that field goal blocked, but it was a perfect thing, you know. Greenlaw's a good, defensive guy coming off the end there. He did what he had to do and put his arms up and blocked the punt. It happens from time to time for everybody, you know. But other
Yeah.
than that, I see our special teams. They've been playing pretty good. Our coverage team's been pretty good down there, making tackles like they need to do. And then no one's really had any big chunk plays on us really too much so
So
far.
I remember the question came to me when you said Atlanta. So first game y'all played Atlanta, Jalen Hurts did well. Your the wide receiver core, um, Smith, Rager, and Watkins, they did good against I guess what it's a starting secondary for Atlanta. But
Mhm.
going into week two, I kept hearing the Niners secondary is depleted, it's decimated. You know, they're not going to be the same. Injuries this, injuries that. But it seemed like the Niners held these guys in check. Is that an attest to the Niners and their coaching staff having these guys ready, or is it the weak? I don't want to say weak play, but is it the the play of Hurts and the wide receivers? I don't want to say not being prepared, or I guess you can say not being as good as what y'all actually thought they were.
I will say the talent's still there. You know, what I will say to that is the coaching. Like that, our coach got out coach. You know, Shanahan's not no rookie coach. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's why the Niners are in the playoffs most years. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys know what they're doing over there in San Francisco. And like you see in the beginning of the game, kind of go back and forth, got back and forth. But Shanahan took advantage. He found the weakness. He made the adjustment. He took over the game. You know, and our coach didn't do that. You know, he's a rookie coach. Another big thing is the first week, I don't think Devontae Smith was even being double teamed. You know what I'm saying? They were keeping
yeah,
a Terrell on him because they feel like Terrell could handle him. And then Devontae started lighting it up. You know what I'm saying? And I think last week with San Francisco, Josh Norman is slow, but he's still a veteran cornerback. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Veteran cornerback got tricks up their sleeve to stop you, slow you down, do things without getting calls on you. Or they did get one little slot PI call, but it wasn't even that big of a deal. But they played a lot of double teaming on him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get used to being double teamed in the NFL if he wants to be a threat in this league. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I think that was just his second game as a pro, getting double teamed and, he wasn't open. He wasn't getting that separation. They were jamming him on the line. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And those are just learning steps. That's all part of the process. You know what I'm saying? They're all, like you said, they're young receivers. They do have definitely got the talent to do it. I don't know another receiving core that got three guys that can run 4.340s. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't think of one inside the league that's that fast. So once
yeah,
they, that talent match that athleticism, that experience match that athleticism, which could be by the middle of the season, you start seeing these boys click. Like you know, we got away from Quez that first game, but then last game you got him. That's what Quez do. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like our new Deshaun Jackson. The boy got Tyreek Hill speed. You see him out there, he's lightning fast. I don't know how he got caught, bad angle, whatever he did, but usually 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna get kept caught on a play like that.
Well,
He gonna
I'll tell you how he got caught. It was the bomb was thrown, and he had these corners beat. I saw that corner, and the only reason why I think he even caught the ball, or it wasn't a tested ball, because you saw that corner stumbling off the line, and that's why he caught that ball. But you saw him slow down because that ball did not hit him in stride. He's fast, and I don't think Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he has a deep ball, but he doesn't have that strength to get it there. It kind of flutters up in the air,
mhm.
and you saw Watkins have to slow down a little bit, which allowed the corner or the safety, whoever it was, to catch up to Watkins and get that tackle.
And I don't think it's Jalen doesn't have the strength to get it down there. Like we seen the bomb, even Deshaun Jackson slowed down, but it still was a bomb.
Yeah,
60 yards down the field. What Jalen is, I think Jalen problem is though, he's trying to be a pocket quarterback. You've seen this happen to a lot of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Donovan McNabb's, when they told him he ran too much, what did he try to do? That first year after they told him that, he tried to become this pocket quarterback. His play slipped a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? All these guys, you got to use what got you to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was running, look at Lamar Jackson. He won an MVP off of running. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it can work. He just won the last game against the Chiefs running the ball. You know what I'm saying? It works. You know what I'm saying? Yes, does all quarterbacks want to prove that they can throw the ball? Yes. But there's a time and place for all that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Jalen just needs to take off and do it, you know? That'll help him out a lot too. Guess what? You're pulling up people now. You're bringing more men in the box down to try to stop that. Your receiver's going to be that much more open. But if they know you're going to sit back and pass the ball, like I said, you got double coverage with Devontae, but you're still throwing to him, you know, it's not a winning situation for you. You know what
But
I'm
I
saying?
think a lot of these quarterbacks that do that, um, Hurts being one of them. Right now, he's in a learning process, so That's what I'm gonna say first. But secondly, It's like Dak Prescott. He has trouble reading the field the way Dak used to do. He has trouble reading the field. If he doesn't see someone open in his first read, he takes off, or what we saw last game, he's force feeding Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith had what, 7 targets, 2 catches, 16 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you had Watkins with 2 catches, 2 targets, and
Mm-hmm.
both of them were deep passes type of
Mm-hmm.
plays. Um, so if he's not seeing his reads, if he's not getting that first read, he's taking off running. That's what he's doing. And I think and I think that's why he wants to be a pocket passer, is because he wants to learn his reads. He needs to learn his reads. Otherwise, at some point, that's going to be able to be stopped. You can't win in
But
the
he's shown
NFL.
too that he can sit there and read. You know, there's been plenty of plays where he scored. You know what I'm saying? He has what 6 passing touchdowns. You know, so far in his young career. You know what I'm saying? There are plays where you see him do. He can scan the field and read it. And like I said, like you gotta just take those chances. Like even if you want to go back to that play where we're in a red zone, right? The play before we did that fake Philly special, whatever. You know, you seen him roll out, right? The week before when he did that, he threw that dart into Goddard. Now,
Yeah,
if you watch that, I thought he was throwing a pick. To be honest, you know that's how close that tight that pressure that coverage
yeah,
was on. You know what I'm saying? But he got the arm to do that. He can put him in things. I think sometimes he thinks he has to do that more often. If he would have just stopped and just ran straight up, he probably would have scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no one within the first 7 yards. Yeah, you might have hit somebody going into the end zone, but man, you gotta learn to take those when you can take them. You know,
yeah,
score that touchdown when you can score them. That's what you get paid to do. That's what got you here. Keep doing things like that. Don't worry about the fans and everybody else wanting you to be a quarterback that just passes the ball, because that's just not your dual threat. That's why it's considered dual threat. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You can pass the ball. He's shown plenty of highlights of him passing the ball on a dime, you know, where he needs to put the ball. You know, there's enough film out there to see that he can make those throws. Now, you got to do the other part of that dual threat too. You know, just because you're in the league now doesn't mean that you can't run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Run it more often. You know, if you become more of a threat that way, your passing game will open up.
yep. No, I 100% agree with everything you just said.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So how do you feel?
I had a question for you. It says, how much do you think Pollard? I mean, how much do you think Pollard is taking away from Zeke?
I don't think he's taking really anything away from Zeke. I just think that how do I word this? Pollard's getting the normal amount of what he's been getting. We're just using him maybe just a little bit more, or I'll say this, when Zeke pulls out, because I see this a lot, and this drives me crazy. When was it? A couple of years ago? Because I think maybe it was last year or the year before. I can't remember. But we're in a fight with y'all. We're
Mm-hmm.
making a comeback. I think we're losing. Yeah, it was Pollard's rookie year, I want to say. So it's like 2, 3 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
we're we're in a fight with y'all. We're making a comeback, and it's for the. I don't want to say it was for the division, but I want to say it was to basically take the division lead. We're in a fight with y'all. Zeke, he runs up the middle, gets he runs what 4 or 5 plays, and then he's like, "Hey, I want to come out," and I'm like, "You're in the middle of a drive of scoring, and then you're putting Pollard in, like you're pulling yourself."
Mm-hmm.
So Zeke does that a lot. So I don't think Zeke. I think Zeke is taking away reps from himself by
Yeah,
doing that. That's
Yeah.
what he's doing. It's not so much the coaching staff is giving Pollard more chances. It's more Zeke giving Pollard more chances
Hmm.
because he wants to come out of the game more. And I can't stand that. I've never, I don't, that's another thing I didn't want to pay Zeke because if you're going to be our all purpose back, our guy, our number one, you can't be after 3, 4 runs, 5 runs in a row. You can't
Hmm.
be, hey, I'm ready to come out. Come pull someone else in. Like, no. I never
Yeah.
saw Emmitt Smith do that. I never saw running backs in the 90s, never Barry Switzer never do that. I never saw no one do that.
Hmm.
So it's not so much the coaching staff giving Pollard the opportunities. It's more Zeke giving Pollard the opportunities, and Pollard is showing what he's worth.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give
That's it. Ever
the
since
unpopular opinion right now is if we could, I would say get rid of Zeke and get a first or two, 1 or 2 first round picks.
I
Because
think it's just like a lot of the guys in the league on every team, to be honest, even Carson from our team. Like once you actually do get paid, man, I don't see them playing at the same level. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? That was one thing I was wanting to see from Dak. Was he going to come back? Now he got the contract and injuries and stuff like that. But maybe the injuries actually helped him out where he wants to show that he's more of a quarterback, not just because he got paid the contract, but because he was hurt and he wants to prove everybody that he can still do it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it's a long season. We got to see how that holds up. But for the most part, you've seen guys like even last year, you've seen Cooper checking out of games. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm done, man. I won't play. You know, once he got his fat contract, you know, Zeke does the same thing. Carson Wentz does the same thing. Like all these guys in NFL, it seems like instead of playing better after they get paid, it seems like their game goes down. Yes, it's a new lifestyle you're in. You're probably doing a lot more things than you probably did before. But hey, you know, if you're getting paid, even with Fletcher Cox, if you're getting paid this big money, my guy, we need to see more production. And I don't see a lot of stars in the NFL doing that anymore.
and see, this is what I don't get. You see these contracts, and you see that that's a lot of guaranteed money these dudes get.
Yeah.
So I mean, why would it not? Why would it matter about? Oh, I don't want to get hurt. I'm not gonna. I got paid. You know, I'm just gonna take this series off. Like, if
Yeah.
you get hurt, you're guaranteed a shit ton of money. What difference does it make? You
Yeah.
know?
You should put your body more out on the line. It shouldn't be the
Yeah,
opposite. But
yeah,
you've seen that
exactly.
with football in general. They're making more money in the NFL in general. You know what I'm saying? The whole league's making more money. But they're trying to stop these injuries that when they weren't making that much money, you know, they're letting these guys be warriors. You know, that's what
Yeah,
brought everybody to the sport. Everybody know when you play football from Pop Warner, you sign a consent form. You know what I'm saying? It's you. You choose to play the sport. You don't have to play football. If you're worried about getting hurt or whatnot, don't play. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of people that worried about getting hurt. Even big guys like Patrick Willis. You know, hey, I took too many concussions. I know I'm one of the best linebackers in the game, but hey, I'm out. Peace. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's your choice. You have that right to do it whenever you want to do it. But if you're gonna stick around, man, I don't like seeing this pansy football play. They're going on all these calls nowadays and all this kind of garbage where they, you know, they're checking themselves out. They're not playing as hard. It's like, come on now, you're watering down the sport. You know,
Oh
this is
yeah,
this is a real man sport. You know what I'm saying? The most physical sport there is in there, especially in America. And you guys need to ball out when you get in these contracts. I want to see more from you. You know, as a fan, I want to see you put more of your life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you better die for this because I'm
Yeah, I
out
know,
here
right?
dying for it. You know what I'm saying? Like put your heart and soul into it. But you know, because I played football, man. I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to make it to the pros, but I made semi-pro. You know, and that was all fun and dandy. But you know, I know what it took. You know, when I dislocated both my collarbones, they're like, "You're still playing football?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I still love it, and I still feel like I
yeah,
can play." So and I'm signing up for it. You ain't got to be the one sitting in the hospital or you know laying down if anything does happen with it. So it is what it is. You know, and these guys need
yeah.
to man up and earn that contract, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man. I mean, I only played high school football, and I actually only played my freshman year because once I made the baseball team, I was like, "Psh, see ya, because
More money in baseball. You
that
might get your kids playing baseball. They get
that
them
was and baseball
guaranteed
was my sport.
contract.
Baseball was my sport.
Mhm.
I made varsity at the end of. So when I got done with JV, I got moved up to varsity my freshman year, and then, sophomore year, I took a senior spot at first base, played varsity baseball my whole high school career, played in high school. But even when I'll tell you a story, I was playing summer league, and it was my dad's team. It was my dad was the coach, and I'm playing right field, and I'm not kidding you. All I remember is the swing of the bat and the ball going up in the air. I don't remember me taking off running. I don't remember anything. I got knocked out and I was airlifted to the hospital. Like
Dang.
like me like no help. Of course, it's you only wear hats out in the field. So
Mm-hmm.
me and another guy bumped heads running full speed and I was out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was I mean once I got out, once I got knocked out and I came to, I was ready to go, but I had to go to the hospital. A lot of things had to take place.
I can.
Blowing out my elbow, blowing out my shoulder, tore my Achilles
Mhm.
a few months ago. Like I've had all
I
the
can give you a
injuries.
very short story about my baseball career. It started like this. The first season I ever played baseball in Little League, I was like really good 'cause I was fast, man. I like ran my fastest run clock time is 4:29:40. So
Oh,
I was
nice.
a blazer, man.
Yeah,
And I steal bases all the time on people, especially in Little League. They weren't very good throwers anyway. So when they try to, throw to the base, I would just take off on them. The guy wouldn't catch the ball, whatever. But I
yeah.
remember this one pitch, man. He beamed me in the head, man, and I dropped that bat and I dropped my helmet, and that was the last game I ever played. I didn't go back out. Like, that ain't happening, my guy. Nah, nah. And because I knew every step higher than that, the ball's gonna come a lot faster, and I didn't want to
Yeah,
get hit like that in the head with no ball ever again. That was the last day I played baseball, and that was the end of it.
that's funny. That's funny, man. Yeah, I've had
But
a
hey,
few of
man,
those.
it was awesome having you on. I hate to
Oh
cut
yeah,
it a little
thanks,
bit
bro.
short, but I got a new guy coming on with his first show on the network, so I got to give him a little time to set up on this network channel. But go ahead and give everybody a little rundown where they can find you at and check you out.
Name's Boys4Life. Just look at the name. That's where you just come to my
Yep.
channel. I am an Eagles troll. That's what I do. I love trolling the Eagles. Everyone knows it. But I do a little bit of trash talking on every team, but more so on the Eagles because I love getting under Eagle content creator skin, and it makes me laugh and it makes my heart warm. So if you want any kind of um, what do you contact or video, what are we called? Content creators. If you want any
Yeah.
content on the Eagles and trashing the Eagles, just come my way. All right, man. Thank you for having me on. I had a fun time. I'm out, man.
Ain't no problem, man.
All right, later.
Later. Hey, and thank you guys for sticking with us to 15 I in here. Please go ahead and subscribe to Boys for Life, but make sure you subscribe to Bird Game 31. We are on that road to 1K. I think we're under 150 subs. So if you have not subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get monetized at the 1K mark. So also, we have a 7-day a week one-stop shop for Eagles content. Please get out there and subscribe to Bird Game Nation Sports Media. All the links are inside the chat. And if you need a gift, wedding gift, anniversary gift, birthday, mom for mom, dad, girlfriend, boyfriend, or just an early Christmas present, La Terrain Watches is sponsors of the Bird Game Nation Sports Talk Show. So use promo code BirdGame31 and you'll get yourself 10% off there, my guys. It was fun. Have a good night. Let's continue to enjoy Hate Week. Until next time, this is Bird Game 31. Fly, Eagles, fly. And we out. Peace.